Have you ever been talking to an AI and you just get that weird, uncanny feeling of being, well, understood? You throw some complex question at it, and what comes back is so fluent, so insightful, you can't help but think there's a real mind on the other side. Okay, let's really get into this, because what's actually going on under the hood is way more interesting than just magic. Take a look at this sentence. I mean, it's beautiful, right? It's poetic. It sounds thoughtful. You'd probably guess it was written by an art historian, maybe a poet. Well, nope. It was generated by a machine, a large language model. And that fluency, that's the whole magic trick. That's what creates such a powerful, convincing illusion of intelligence. And that really brings us to the central mystery that we're going to unpack right now. Is there actually a conscious mind hiding behind all those words? Or is something else going on entirely? All right, to get to the bottom of this, we first have to look in the mirror. We have to look at our own minds, and this fascinating little trick they play on us whenever we run into language that makes sense. You know, this isn't a new thing at all. It's called the Eliza effect. It was named after a super simple computer program way back in the 1960s. All Eliza did was basically parrot a user's words back to them as questions. But people, even its creator's own secretary, started telling it their deepest secrets, totally convinced it was a real empathetic therapist. We seem to be hardwired to connect fluent language with the thinking mind. And here's the absolute key to it. We see a perfect map. You know, the structure of language, grammar, style, and our brains just automatically assume it represents the territory of actual thought, of real intent and consciousness. What we're really looking at is a mask, but it's a mask so perfectly made that it fools our own biological programming. So let's pull back the curtain for a second. This technology that feels so magical, it didn't come from some lab trying to build a soul. No, its origins are, well, a lot more boring. It came from the need to type faster on our phones. Think of it like a ladder. Back in the 90s, we had T9 on our Nokia phones, right? It guessed a whole word from just a few button presses. Then in the 2010s, autocomplete on our smartphones got a little smarter, guessing the next word from the previous one. Modern LMMs? They're just on the top rung of that same ladder. The core job hasn't changed one bit. It's always been about guessing the next word. The only thing that's different is the scale. And this table just lays it all out. We went from a useful tool to a feature that was, let's be honest, kind of annoying, to something we now see as an intelligent being. But just look at that context level column. That's it. That's the whole secret. The only real fundamental difference between your phone's autocorrect and something like ChatGPT is how much context it's using to make its guess. So if it's all just one big guessing game, how does it actually work? Well, it's not about being right or being true. It's about being probable. Let's play the game ourselves. Real quick. If I give you this phrase, what word just pops into your head? Exactly. You didn't need to check an astronomy textbook or think about the physics of the solar system. You just completed a pattern. A pattern you've seen a million times. An LLM does precisely that for every single word it ever writes. It works by giving a probability score, a percentage chance basically, to every single word it knows. For a sentence like this, the word east has something like a 99% probability of being the correct next piece of the pattern. Morning is plausible, sure, but way less likely. And a word like refrigerator, it's got basically a 0% chance. The model isn't accessing a fact, it is just playing the odds. And this is probably the most important distinction to really get your head around. The model never, ever asks itself if something is true. It only, and I mean only, asks what word is statistically most likely to come after the sequence of words it just saw. This is exactly why AIs can be so confidently wrong, what people call hallucinations. They aren't lying. They're just completing a pattern that seems statistically plausible, whether or not it has any connection to reality. Okay, so you might be thinking, hang on. If it's that simple, just a glorified autocomplete, why does it feel so incredibly powerful? And the answer is one word: scale. In this world of AI, quantity creates a completely new kind of quality. This incredible power really comes from three pillars. First, just unimaginable amounts of training data. We're talking a huge chunk of the internet. Second, billions of mathematical dials that get fine-tuned during its training. And third, a massive context window, which is kind of like an artificial short-term memory. Let's just try to wrap our heads around those dials for a second. We call them parameters. A model like GPT-3 has 175 billion of them. Think of each one as a tiny little knob that helps the model tweak the strength of the connection between different words. With that many knobs to turn, the system can capture the mind-bogglingly complex and subtle patterns in all of human knowledge. Now, just look at this progression. As the number of those parameters just explodes from millions to billions, the capabilities take these huge leaps. We go from basic, kind of clumsy coherence to truly human-like fluency, and then, all of a sudden, to completing genuinely complex tasks. The power is a direct, undeniable result of the scale. And this leads to this wild, almost unsettling idea called emergence. See, at a certain size, the model gets so good at just predicting the next word that it starts to show off abilities it was never explicitly programmed with. It figures out grammar, it absorbs facts, it even seems to reason, not because we taught it how, but because all of those things just happen to make it a better word guesser. So let's bring it all home. What's the big idea you should walk away with after all of this? The intelligence we perceive in an AI, it isn't some new alien thing. It's a reflection. The model has absorbed the logic, the culture, the biases, the wisdom, everything humanity has already poured into trillions of words of text. It's a mirror of us. The bottom line is this, plain and simple. Large language models are not thinking machines. They are prediction machines. They are masters of the statistical guess, operating on a scale so massive that the end result feels, to us, like intelligence. And that leaves us with a brand new, even deeper puzzle, doesn't it? If the machine doesn't have a mind, if it doesn't understand what a cat actually is, how on earth does it know that the word kitten is way more likely to follow it than the word car? How does a machine grasp meaning without any understanding? We'll get into that in our next explainer.